Hey, how would you like to win over 80% of your tennis matches next year in 2025? What if I told you that so many of the tips that you've heard on your local court, that you've heard on YouTube, are actually the reason that you're losing matches? Like these golden rules, almost like tennis Bible type tips, are actually the thing holding you back. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you 5 secrets to tennis success so you can dominate the doubles court at the 3-5 level. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, secret number 1. This is gonna sound crazy. When you get an approach shot, don't hit an approach shot. That's kind of weird, right? When you get an approach shot, you've been trained, always hit the approach shot. We've been trained like robots, get a short ball, come to the net. Well, one of the things that you wanna do as a tennis player is you don't wanna be so predictable. If every time you get a short ball, you always come to the net, your opponent is expecting you to come to the net. And so you end up being an easy target, an easy pass. Plus, many people, when they get a short ball, they're told by their coach to come to the net, but they're not very good at the net. So why are you coming to the net on every time you get an opportunity with a short ball? What I want you to do instead is take a tip right out of the Carlos Alcaraz playbook. So anybody out there about to troll me and say, what, that's stupid. When you get an approach shot, you're supposed to hit an approach shot. Look at Carlos Alcaraz. A lot of times he'll get this short ball and he will tee off and he will come to the net. But not every time. Sometimes Carlos Alcaraz gets that short ball, and what does he do instead? He draws his opponent in with a drop shot. And that's what I want you to start doing. So when you get up here in this short court, rather than having your opponent always know that you're coming to the net, what I want you to start implementing is a drop shot to bring them in, and then you can pass or lob them very easy. All right, secret number 2 is when you get an overhead, stop hitting overheads all the time. You're thinking, this guy's crazy, right? Again, an overhead, don't hit an overhead. That's exactly what I'm telling you. And I actually learned this from a Division I college tennis coach. And the year that I heard this tip, they almost beat the Georgia Bulldogs. So this guy's coaching a ton of Division I tennis players. And he said, look, anytime that ball goes past the service line, I don't want you guys hitting overheads because you're missing too many overheads. We're losing too many matches. And if that's happening at Division I tennis, imagine how many overheads you're missing when the ball goes past the service line at 3-5. From coaching you guys for over 30 years now, I can tell you you're missing too many. So here's the rule, what I want you to do. When you can get your feet lined up on the line or inside and you have a good look, I want you to smash that overhead away. But when you have to start struggling to get back and you feel yourself losing a little bit of balance, rather than taking that desperate swipe at the ball, hitting an overhead and missing, what I want you to do instead is I actually want you, you know how we talked about the waiter tray serve and how that's a bad thing? I actually want you to hit a waiter tray lob volley. This is going to be so effective. So as you're moving past the service line, what I want you to do is be in the waiter tray and I want you to lob it back to the safest part of the court. Wherever the person is back at the baseline, don't do this to the net person, then you're going to get slaughtered. Find the person who's back and lob it back to them. And depending on your momentum, if you've got a lot of momentum going backwards, I just want you to lob it and probably keep running back to get in defense. But if you feel like you're able to get your balance and recover and you hit a nice deep ball and they're struggling to get there, you can lob it back and then get back into the net. I know this doesn't look super fancy or glamorous, but I'm telling you, if you want to win 80% of your matches, it's little decisions like this you're making in the match that get you to that next level. All right, so secret number 3 to win more matches in 2025 is when you're going to actually hit your approach, don't hit solid approach shots. This is all the stuff you've been taught, right? And these are the reasons why you're losing. Why am I saying not to hit a solid approach shot? Because when you hit a solid approach shot and give your opponent a lot of pace there, they love that pace. Your hard ball, I hate to tell you, is probably not traveling at 9 miles an hour. It's probably traveling at a pace that is very comfortable for your opponents. It's a nice solid ball. It's gonna hit, it's gonna come right up to their waist, and then they're gonna use your pace against you and pass you. So I want you to occasionally hit that nice solid approach shot. I'm not saying never ever do it, but don't exclusively go to it. What you want to do is throw off the rhythm of the passing shot person. So what are some other great approach shots I want you using? Number one, I want you to master that continental grip in 2025. That continental grip is your volley grip. And so what we're gonna do, rather than taking the ball and ripping that solid approach shot, see how I missed that one too? We're gonna get our continental grip and we're gonna learn how to chip the ball. And we're gonna chip it all kinds of different ways. We're gonna chip the ball short and we're gonna follow it in. So we're gonna use that chip as an approach shot that draws them forward, and then you can basically go right at their feet. You're gonna chip and charge deep. Now, why do I like the chip over the rip? Because when you chip, the ball is gonna stay super low. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I've got my cameraman here, and I'm gonna show you two different balls. So back up there, Will. I'll show you, this is why the chip can be such an effective approach shot. If you're hitting a solid ball, that ball is gonna hit the ground and bounce up to you, okay? If you hit a chip really good, that ball is gonna be going like it's on, oh, look at that. That ball is gonna be going like it's on ice. Look how low that ball is going. It's not bouncing at all. Okay, so when you chip that ball low, they're gonna have to get down and hit up. This is how you play successful doubles. So you can chip and charge deep. And then finally, your third chip, use this on big points. I want you to get that continental grip, and I want you to lob right over the net person. Now you're causing a switch on the other side. You learn these three plays, trust me, you're gonna be a much better approach shot player next year. All right, so again, you want to dominate 3-5 doubles in 2025. Don't follow the ball. We've been taught all our lives, follow the ball, follow the ball. What I see when 3-5 players hear this, let's say a ball is going to the alley, the ball goes over there, and what happens is you end up following the ball like this. This is going to leave a gap somewhere. Either your partner's not going to follow along with you and leave the middle open, or they're gonna follow with you because you've come so far over and you're gonna get past cross court. What you need to learn to do instead is shade to your shots. You wanna think of yourself more like a soccer goalie, okay? So when the ball is going over there, rather than me going all the way out here, I'm going to shade my body and really challenge my opponent to pass me. So if I'm here and they go to pass me down the line, I just take one step here and there, and I have most of the alley covered. If they're trying to pass through the middle, again, look at the way my foot's set up. I'm shading like a soccer goalie. I take this leg to the outside, and I can steal a ball right over the middle, and it creates a great poaching opportunity when the ball goes to the alley. So many people, when the ball goes to the alley, it's one of the best times to poach, but you can't poach because you're following the ball. And you're leaving a lot of offensive opportunities on the table. And tip number 5 is a big one. In 2025, what you're gonna need to do if you really wanna win 80% of your matches, be able to navigate your nerves and your emotions, and to be able to control runs in a match, whether you have the momentum or whether your opponent has momentum. Learn how to navigate those moments, and that requires a more in-detailed video, and lucky for you, I've got it right here. So if you wanna watch that video right now, click right here to watch that video so you can be ahead of your competition in 2025. See you on that next video.